Good evening and welcome, and thank you all for being here at this wonderfully refurbished venue. In the immortal words of Mr. Killer, pick up something and run with it. We at CreativeTT, the parent company of Music, Film, and FashionTT, embrace the brainchild of Professor Ramroop. Our key mandate is to monetize the value and talent inherent in our people, culture, and geography. On the people side, we seek to do this by building capacity to meet international standards, while on the culture and geography side, we have created a unique value proposition to differentiate ourselves on an international level. In furtherance of this simple mandate, despite its complexities and challenges, let me proudly share with you some of our prominent initiatives. Regarding MusicTT, let me highlight two key undertakings, the first being the Live Music District, which we piloted 1 year ago, and the second, the Artist Portfolio Development Program. Let me briefly address the Live Music District. Many of you are familiar with live music districts, also known as music cities in London, Miami, Texas, Amsterdam, etc. They are seen as key economic drivers in the promotion of music tourism. A pilot, phase 1, was implemented in Port of Spain during the period March to June 2018, and phase 2 during the period September to November 2018. We can boast that over 400 new performance opportunities were experienced throughout the live music district phases, with up to 40 participating venues, which were a mixture of bars, restaurants, lounges, hotels, and public spaces. As in any new project, we acknowledge that there are many points of learning from the exercise, but this allowed for evaluation and improvement. We propose to continue with phase 3 during the March to June period 2019, as we seek to expand the live music district to areas just on the outskirts of Port of Spain like Maraval, Chaguaramas, St. James, St. Anne's, and San Juan. This will feature new and returning venues and more partnerships with concert, festival, and show promoters. Phase 4, from August to November 2019, will feature the live music district as we contribute to the CariFesta. The general public will, before the end of March, have the ability to download the Live Music District app on the iOS and Android in order to see the schedule of the district and access wayfinding to such venues. MusicTT's second flagship project is the Artist Portfolio Development Program, popularly known as APDP. The Artist Portfolio Development Program was conceptualized with the purpose of refining a portfolio of musical artists annually who can be shopped to the world. Some artists may already be at a world-class standard and as performers, but lack critical industry input such as business management skills, legal guidance, and the right networks. In December 2017, 10 out of 25 artists were selected to be a part of this pilot cohort via a showcase, which was judged by an independent international panel of music executives culled from New York, LA, and Toronto. These selected artists identified areas they needed to work on in terms of their own development. The following areas were covered over the period of the program: vocal training by Vanessa Briggs, business of music, Simon Batiste, stage performance, Glenda Collins, marketing and branding, Josh Rodder, music theory and understanding how to communicate with a band, Barry Manette, intellectual property, entertainment law by Anthony Vera. We propose to have a cohort 2 intake from the month of March 2019 with a few changes based on lessons learned from conducting the first program. Let me just turn to film briefly. From September 2019 to present, FilmTT facilitated 8 productions from the US and UK that collectively utilized 75 hotel rooms, 384 room nights, hired 327 local production crew, cast, and suppliers, utilized 22 locations, both in Trinidad and Tobago, and we calculated an estimated spend of stay, production, and local talent in the vicinity of TT dollars 3.2 million. And I think this is really just an insight in terms of when not even big productions are here, the type of incomes that we can achieve. More recently, some of these names span well-known productions like The Amazing Race, which was shot in both Trinidad and Tobago, reality shows, and culinary TV programs. As a matter of fact, over the last week, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, a popular reality TV show, shot 2 episodes here in February and March. FilmTT continues to manage the production expenditure rebate program on behalf of our government, and our rebate program is second only to Colombia in Latin America and the Caribbean. We have just signed off on a new marketing plan entitled Unseen and Unexpected as we seek to bring a unique value proposition to Trinidad and Tobago as a film destination. FilmTT is collecting data for 6 additional productions that shot here, and we are in discussions with an additional 8 productions that are either committed or interested in shooting here in 2019. Regarding fashion, or raison d'etre for being here, there are 2 marquee initiatives. Let me speak to our value chain investment program. This program is purposefully constructed to mentor and train designers in the business of fashion based on the stage of development in their company. FashionTT is open to work with all designers in these fundamentals, from those in the emerging stage to those who are more advanced and ready to export globally. The annual program is geared towards supporting an estimated 100 local designers. The 2018 to 2019 cohort currently comprises of 103 aligned to the varying mentoring channels. There is an open call to designer each year to be assessed by an international expert panel and enrolled accordingly. The next open call will be in June 2019. This will be for the registration of the 2019-2020 cohort. In fiscal 2019, we have already seen successes with designers whom we have been mentoring through Fashion Institute of Technology, New York, with Professor Vincent Kwan. As a matter of fact, we really do enjoy the esteemed company of both Professor Ramroop and Professor Vincent Kwan. Within the first 6 months of this mentoring program, based on the implementation of the tools recommended by Professor Kwan, collectively, for the top 10 designers that we have seen, there has been an advance and increase in sales by 32% with one designer, and as much up to 154% increase base over the bench year when we started in 2016. Now, these figures, in the face of the economic circumstances that we have, perhaps is testimony to the fact that when we do employ international standards, this is in fact how we can achieve. On a regional scale, designers are exporting to St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Antigua, Barbados, Jamaica, St. Kitts, St. Croix, and Cayman Islands. And believe it or not, on an international scale, our designers are currently exporting to South Korea, Israel, Australia, New Zealand, US, UK, Samoa, and Philippines. FashionTT, in partnership with the National Entrepreneurship Development Committee, NEDCO, are also supporting an estimated 90 designers via business advisory, financing, and strategic weekly training. This evening's event is the culmination of Professor Ramroop's brainchild, which we were privileged to facilitate with MIC, a 1-year certificate program in ultra-bespoke tailoring. This was successfully launched in March, 1 year ago. How quickly time has flown, Professor. And on behalf of CreativeTT, and by extension MTI, and I know our minister will echo the same, we were very privileged to have visited the labs that you have there, and we were able to, the passion and enthusiasm of the students in that program are actually palpable. And I think this is testimony to Professor Ramroop's ability to really impart a vision, and it is a vision that really is an international aspiration. And I'd like to give him a round of applause, please, because it is truly where we intend to take this. In closing, I would just like to say that we at CreativeTT remain dedicated to our mandate to build capacity to meet international and local standards. Let me close by stating, we may not be where we want to be just yet, but we are better than where we used to be. Thank you very much. Continue to enjoy a wonderful evening.
Indeed, we appreciate the importance that CreativeTT has placed on this burgeoning momentum within the sustainable development of our fashion industry.